Welcome to Connie's Truffle House. Today's video, we are going to make my special mini molten lava cakes with a twist that I think you're going to love. So we're going to get started with step one. We are going to melt ganache. I'm using the bain-marie, that's just a shallow amount of water down here. Using a 1/4 cup of heavy organic cream, pour that in the bottom, and then I'm using a 1/2 cup of 70% dark chocolate. I kind of like a smoother, milder ganache. So we are going to turn this on simmer. I am going to whisk this for several minutes until it's smooth and creamy. The ganache is ready. All we have to do now is remove it from the saucepan. Don't forget to be careful when lifting it up because we don't want the steam from the bain-marie to come up and seize our beautiful chocolate ganache mixture. So I'm going to quickly put it onto this towel, pop it in the fridge, maybe an hour, and then we are going to start step number 2 for these mini molten cakes. Step 2, y'all, is combining the butter and the chocolate in another bain-marie that we'll be incorporating into the cake batter in a little bit. So we're going to start with 1 stick of cubed unsalted butter, important that it's unsalted, and a total of 6 ounces of chocolate. Most people like total bittersweet chocolate in their mini molten lava cakes. I like to combine the bittersweet, which this is 4 ounces, and a 1/4 cup or 2 ounces of semi-sweet. I just like that combination. So over simmering water, don't forget the glass bowls should not touch the water in the saucepan. I'm going to start stirring this around, and then we will go to the next step. The butter and the chocolate have melted together perfectly. We're going to remove it from the bain-marie carefully, just like we did the ganache. I'm going to put it on a little towel, set it off to the side to cool, because we need that a little bit later, but it can't be hot. Step 3, the cake batter. Easy, y'all. 2 whole eggs, room temperature, 2 egg yolks, and they were at room temperature as well. 1/4 cup of sugar. Oh my goodness. I spilled the sugar, friends. So we've got a 1/4 cup of sugar in with the eggs and the egg yolks, a pinch of salt, and we are going to whisk these on high for approximately 3 minutes. And what you're looking for is for this beginning part of the cake batter to double in volume. The cake batter is all whisked, it's beautiful, it's a pale color, and it doubled in volume. I like a spatula, personally, to just fold in that melted chocolate, which hasn't cooled completely, but it's cooled enough that we're not going to scramble the eggs in this cake batter. This is what I love about my gluten-free mini molten cake recipe. I don't even use gluten-free flour. Instead of flour, just to make this pop even more, I use 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, my favorite brand, the high-quality sharpened burger. So I'm going to now fold in the 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder with that yummy melted chocolate mixture, Scrape it up from the bottom. We are good to go. Now, the next step is spooning it up into our ramekins or our molds. I've got to have these cute little heart-shaped molds. But I also want you to see how it turns out with ramekins. I'm going to do this while we just have fun. That ganache we made in step 1, that chilled, is now at the temperature it needs to be to roll into a little ball, just like truffles. You can make it big, small, however much you like. Put it into the center of the mold or the ramekin, tap it down. You don't want to smash it all the way down where it breaks through to the bottom of the container, but put it down, and then that is going to be, hopefully, if I don't overbake it, the lava. So I'm going to start putting these truffles into the containers. We're ready to pop these into a preheated 400 degree oven, and as you can see, I put them on a parchment lined baking sheet. Our mini molten cakes with the truffle surprise in the center are out of the oven. If you can see the lava right there, I love sprinkling it with powdered sugar. The contrast is beautiful. And then you must have vanilla bean ice cream on the side. And I've got my main taste tester here. And guess what? He loves mini molten cake.
He likes this.
He loves it. So we've got this one going, and then while Bill starts tasting it, I'm going to unmold one for you. They're a little bit hot, not too hot to touch. If you need a little towel, just grab one like this. Take your dessert serving plate, flip it, invert it.
Ooh.
That one might be a little bit gooey, but some people love the lava to be very hot and flowing. What do you think?
Oh, it's delicious.
Awesome.
Great.
So a little bit of vanilla ice cream on the side. And y'all, we've got a little taste of heaven right here in Austin, Texas. So if you liked the video, click like, and don't forget to share, subscribe, and come back next time. We love y'all. Bye.
Bye.